everybody knows that China has a construction quality control problem, okay? But it's okay to laugh it off and say, oh, that's funny. Look at the cladding falling off that building, or whatever.
Yes.
Oh, look, there's cracks in that bridge, that type of thing. But occasionally, it can really bite you. Like this, for instance. You just kind of, oh, look, I'm just going to hang on this little bridge here. Like, whoa, psh. Okay. Or, oh, let's do a stretch. Oh no. Bam.
Oh.
Yes. Or more worryingly, over a river.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't worry. Kid didn't fall in.
Good.
But like, I'd be pretty upset if my child almost said, he went off the edge. Yeah, whoops. And then this guy said, oh no, here we go. On the same theme of Tofu Dregs, as it's called, Tofu Dreg construction, which just means poor construction. Here's a parking garage, a parking structure. And the guy here, this inspector's like, look at this. This Tofu Dreg. And I want to ask you something.
What?
When you're busy putting together like a concrete structure, you can reinforce it with stuff, normally rebar or maybe like gravel or something. You put something like an aggregate in there. What do you think would be a very good Chinese construction aggregate to throw in there?
Sawdust.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's sawdust, but how about something else? I got something better for you.
Okay. Repairs.
No. Wawa cracker. Oh. Rice crackers. I mean, you just, whatever you got on hand.
There's no way that's cheaper than like concrete or whatever.
Yeah, but you know what happens is, I mean, I guess the workers have to finish quickly, and they're like, oh, we need something. They're like, what do you bring for your lunch? It's like, oh yeah, I got a little rice cracker here. I'll throw in there. That'll hold up.
Yes.
这是怕你饿了吃不着饭吗？
看一下啊，这个就是他们昨天用的。
Now this is a little bit more worrying. Okay, you can see this is a parking lot, so it's most probably underneath an apartment building.
Yeah.
Okay, this looks exactly the same as the apartment building parking lot where I used to live.
Yes, and it's got the tarp.
Yes, it's got the red, white, and blue, like we say. That's not an American thing, really. It's actually a China thing. Red, white, and blue is, you can identify it because that specific kind of tarp, right?
It's not patriotic.
No, it's not. But it's like it's part of China.
Yes.
It's part of the Chinese landscape. You will never get away from that. It's kind of a nylon woven tarp type of thing.
It's always frayed.
Yeah, bags are made out of it.
It's always faded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people make little shelters out of it. They use it to cover. Anyway, as you can see, there's a problem here because it looks like the entire building structure isn't sound. They've had to put up these support beams. Can you see them here?
Yeah.
To actually hold the roof up.
前天呢，用那个千斤顶到的把那个梁子搞掉了，贴了个封条在这里现在呀，这个千斤顶呢都歪了，看到吧？然后他们说还要把这个4根柱子把它拿掉去你说这样危险吧？
Yeah. You think that's a little unsafe?
Just a little.
Usually if you have to put those kind of supports up like that, that means it's messed up. Like the whole building structure is just compromised. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is the kind of thing you do come across fairly often in China, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And we've seen it with our own eyes. It's happened to our own buildings. Your building, you bought an apartment, the walls cracked.
Yep.
And the roof fell.
There was no crackers in the walls.
Yes, exactly.
The walls cracked.
Yeah, and the roof fell on your friend's head, on your entire apartment, destroyed your TV, everything.
Yeah.
All the plaster fell off the roof. I remember coming and seeing the aftermath of that. Kind of crazy.
It wasn't pleasant.
No.
No.
Anyway, just par for the
万一
course.
倒了
Really.
怎么办呢？是吧？这些人看到。
I wouldn't be hanging around under that, by the way. Would you?
这样子，
No.
Yeah.
我们
I'd be
住
like,
这里危
maybe
险吗？
move out of that building. And I thought I'd throw this in here. Okay.
What's this?
I wanted to show we give the Chinese police a lot of, flack around here. We're not massive fans of the Chinese authorities, really, mostly. But sometimes, like the traffic police, for instance, in this case, sometimes they really do a good job.
Let's see.
Okay. So what's happening here is you've got an electric scooter has bumped into a car on the other side.
Okay.
There's already a traffic cop on that side dealing with him, and his partner's going to back him up.
Okay.
Here he comes. He's arrived on his motorcycle. He's like, here we go. I'm coming to get you.
I actually believe you.
Oh, okay. You did?
I did.
Okay, sorry. Anyway,
I was getting psyched that we're gonna see some nice performance here. You
well,
know?
it was kind of a performance.
Yeah, I
you can
suppose,
tell. You can tell he's trying to pretend like it didn't happen. You know when you do
Yes.
that, when you're like, trying to show off in front of a bunch of people, and you trip and fall down or something. You get up and it's like, I meant to do that.
That
Yeah,
that
totally.
old bit
Happens all the time.
Happens all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. It's exactly what he's doing there.
September. I see.
September. Whoops. That's a new month.
Is that like Ernie and Bert?
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
see.
September. Yeah. Anyway, September 6th in Wenchang, Hainan, which is down in the south. And again, we like to put up dates and places just to give you guys an idea of the scope of what happens
Sure.
around China. So this is in the very south of China. This is the Hawaii of China
Don't
area.
say it.
I know, but that's what they say. Again,
There actually is a new push, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
to not compare Chinese places to Western places.
are you sure?
Yes, because it's like denigrating that place, right? Because it's like, well, it should be good enough.
Well-
We want people to go there.
That's what I'm trying to say is like when someday someone in Oklahoma or whatever goes to an area of Oklahoma and says, this is the, I don't know.
Ningxia.
Yeah, this is the Ningxia of America.
Yeah.
Then
we know the power has shifted.
Then we know that China's actually produced some place that's good enough to compare to.
Well, then we know China's probably the world leader at that point.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't just use it with America. They'll say like, this is the Paris of China, or the whatever. It's like any other country. They
Yes.
always have a comparison.
Imagine you're walking around like a beach in Delaware or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, this is just like the Zhejiang coast of
or
America.
This is the Sanya
Yeah,
of America.
yes.
But it doesn't work that way. It's always the other way around.
You're right.
So I actually want that to happen.
I'm
I
sorry,
want
I have
China.
a cold, by the way. Oh, do we have a thing?
Oh yes, you do actually. I'm sorry. I'll get there.
For me.
Where is it? Yeah. It is here.
I just got cold.
Just working out.
Yeah.
What should I do?
Oh yeah, I know what you should do.
Jeff, take the pills, Jeff.
Okay. sorry.
Yeah, but I
I have a frog in my
genuinely
throat.
genuinely want China to improve to the point where people can actually
Oh, yeah.
point out to their own local landmark and
sweet.
say, hey, this is the whatever insert Chinese
Yes.
like tourist spot of
Yes.
America or of France.
Yes.
Can you imagine that?
I think that would be a great shift in everything. And I would be proud of those areas in China that have developed to a point where people are using them as examples.
Exactly. Because I mean, you go to Shenzhen. This is the Silicon Valley of China.
They are saying that. When are
How
you going to
about-
go to Silicon Valley and say, this
This
is
is the Shenzhen of America. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can we work
That's a
on
good
that,
point.
China? Let's up the quality of your local
This
attractions.
is the port
Yeah.
of Dandong of America.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, we better get on with this, okay?
Dandong.
Otherwise, we're going to bore everybody.
Sorry, yeah.
We're
What
going
would
to
the
bore
port of
everybody.
Dandong would be like Jersey Port? you know?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
in the Northeast.
Yeah, exactly.
Northeast shipping hub of the U.S.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so in Hainan, which is down south,
Yes.
remember, very south, this happened on September 6th.
Whoa, that was lucky.
So obviously there's a typhoon coming through. This happens in southern China.
Yeah.
But, sorry, I just wanted to point it out. Again, when you have a place that is prone to be hit by typhoons, because southern China is, when we lived in southern China, it would happen almost every year. There'd be some kind of a big typhoon or some big weather event. And you would think if you lived in a place that had these big weather events, you would build the buildings to withstand them. But they don't, and it's dangerous. I mean, look at everything. So look at all of the stuff just falling down. All the cladding falls off. All the signs fall down. The windows collapse in the buildings.
Not good.
Also, please don't go out and ride your electric scooter in the middle of a typhoon.
Not a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, you get swept down and then you'll get beamed on the head by some crap falling off a building.
Someone looked outside and said, now's the time to go
Yes,
out.
I'll just put my little raincoat on. That'll help.
It will become a sail that will
Yes.
pull me across the road.
Exactly.
Getting lit on fire. Dog penis swine. Believed to increase male virility.
Smack your bowl.
Smack your balls. Scissors under the pillow.
That sounds safe.
Mouse droppings soup therapy. Moonlight water therapy. Toxic smoke.
Yeah, like this woman. She's having a great time. This guy's really having a great time. Look at him. He's like, oh yeah. And I think that certificate says you are authorized to make shit up.
And then they inject it intravenously into the person or directly into the muscle.
Where does SARS come from? What this guy is doing over here is absolute garbage. He's like, I'm gonna fix your spine. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sting!
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs.